We made it out, man. Made it out of Seville. Made it out of the dry dock. Made it out of the lock, man. That feels like we've been there for forever. You know, that was such a shit time we have there on the dry dock. Anyway, we are here now on the river. We've been going for the last, I think, almost 4 hours now, I think. And then guess where we're going, guys? Guess where we're heading? We are going back to Palma de Mallorca. Oh man, we're not going to Scotland and Norway anymore. You know, I'm a bit disappointed, but hey, what can you do? That's about what, 650 miles, more or less. That will take us around 60 hours. In the next few hours, we'll be outside in the Atlantic, guys. All right, guys, here we are. We're on once again day 2 on our trip to Palma de Mallorca. We're doing 4 to 8 watts. We're about 30 miles northeast of Cabo de Gata traffic separation scheme, and we're about 260 miles to Palma de Mallorca, man. Our ETA there should be around late afternoon, early evening on Friday night tomorrow. And then beautiful here, man. Nice and calm. The wind is very low and variables, very flat sea. Typical Mediterranean summer weather, man. Beautiful, nice and warm, very sunny, hardly any clouds. Perfect trip. Tell us where we're going and where we just come from.
Well, we've had a nice dinner.
Yeah.
Just had some fish and
Exactly, can't wait.
these boys haven't had any yet, so I'm just about to take over watch.
Yeah.
But we're a month on from when we set off from Mallorca a month ago, and we're heading back to Mallorca. Why are we doing that when we were supposed to be going to Scotland and Norway? Well,
Exactly.
we had a guest trip in Seville. That entails us going through the Mediterranean, through the Straits of Gibraltar, out into the Atlantic, and then up a river called the Guadalquivir, up into town. And as you'll see on the videos, we went through a number of bridges and up the rivers. Well, along the way we had a problem with our cutlass bearing on port side. It was making like a high-pitched frequency sound. Didn't stop us from getting to Seville, but was obviously a worry. Completed the guest trip, which was very successful, with 8 guests, and did the tours of Seville. Wasn't so hot this year, which was a relief to everybody.
Absolutely.
But post that, we were lucky enough to be able to go into a shipyard, Astilleros, in Seville.
Yeah.
And
Tell us the experience. What is it like on the shipyard there?
a bit like being in a coffin, actually. It was a dry dock, so they flooded.
Yeah.
They opened this gate, you go in, pump the water out, get rid of all the mud and fish and crabs, and then chock us up, and we proceeded to look for the culprit, which we found, but unfortunately we couldn't break the shaft to extract a certain part of the propeller shaft out far enough to fix the problem. So we did as much as we could with a view to, unfortunately, not being able to go north anymore.
Wow.
That's a big shame. We wanted to get up to Scotland and Norway this year, but the safety of the ship comes first. So as a consequence, we've turned round and we're heading back to Mallorca to start repairs so that we can retrieve the part of the latter season, which will be hopefully a local trip, and then Croatia and Capri. But
so we'll still be able to salvage the trip during the summer?
I hope so, Leon. That's the plan. The shipyard's interesting. Very different to what we're used to with super yachts, because it's all for commercial shipping, so it was a very different experience for us. And as you'll see on the video, the storks got involved as well, but a big relief to actually get out of there, because there's a lock involved.
Absolutely.
And 6 hours downriver.
It's nice to be free and all those restrictions there. The locks,
and Lady Rose loves being in open water and loves being at sea. So till next time, and we've got about another 24 hours, a little bit less to go till we get home. So hopefully we'll have a good rest of passage. Nice chat with you.
Well, thank you, Captain. All right. Guys, what you just saw there is the last footage of our beloved drone. Because on that flight, the drone didn't come back. As we bring it back on the boat, we managed to crash it into the water. I was so upset then, but I'm used to it now. I accepted it already. So anyway, there's not much we can do about it. That's why the reason why the footage that you just saw is not so good, because it's the footage that saved on the phone that we used to fly the drone. So it's about 720p. So anyway, I have to share it to you. So at least we managed to use the footage that cost us a drone. All right, guys. Ciao. Alright guys, that's what we actually do. We actually rinse the accumulation of salt on the boat every 2 days, depending how much salt we accumulate, and then depending how long as our passage is. But long passage, every couple of days, you know, you don't want to leave it there for so long, the salt on the paint job, because when it gets baked in by the sun, it will take a very long time and takes a lot of fresh water to get rid of the salt. So you might be thinking now, like, man, you're in the middle of the ocean, middle of nowhere. Why are you wasting the fresh water? Don't you worry, man. We have our own fresh water making machine. We have a small one. It makes about 240 liters of fresh water every hour. All right. So what this machine does? It picks up the salt water outside the boat. It pumps into the inside the boat on a low pressure pump. It goes into a high pressure pump, and it gets pushed through all layers of filters and membranes. It will filter out all sorts of shit in the water, including salt, and then it goes through to the final stages of the filter, and then what comes out on the other side is the fresh water, and then the fresh water goes into the freshwater tank of the boat. And then the brine and all other shit that get filtered, it goes overboard and then back into the sea. Alright guys, so that's just a quick recap, and then I hope that gives you some ideas what it's like being on a boat like this. Beautiful morning, another beautiful day here in the Balearic Sea. Nice and flat, such a beautiful time of the day, man. We have no ships to deal with on our watch. Haven't seen any ships. Our final destination is up ahead, Club de Mar. We should be on the dock there in Palma de Mallorca by sometime late afternoon, early evening. So I see you guys all there when we're docking, okay? we're back. We're back in Palma, back here the other day. It's always nice to be back on your familiar place. This is our home base, Club de Mar, Palma de Mallorca. What a contrast compared to that drab dry dock in Seville, man. Everyone's happy to be back. I'm happy to be back here, nice and safe, you know. Yeah, man, and then I'm gonna end this video here, guys. So if you like it, give it a thumbs up, man. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. You know, help out the channel, man. And anyway, I'm gonna say goodbye to you guys for now, and until next time, I'll see you again on my next adventure. And bye for now. Thanks for watching, as always.